Good morning, Valley. Today on Valley por Vida, we are diving into child water safety tips for parents to keep in mind. Now, we're also going to be learning about Lone Star Podcast Studio and how their team is helping highlight stories of RGV residents. We've got the perfect coffee elixir to help kickstart your morning, plus so much more. Now, there's a lot going on and we're breaking it down. Valley por Vida starts right now. Hi there, and thanks again for joining us this morning. Well, there's a famous anonymous quote that has to do with living the truest version of ourselves. It says, "There's no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you," and that's something that Renee Ree and Edgar Navarro know all about. Now, they're on a mission to share the stories of those doing great things here in the Rio Grande Valley, and they're inviting you to do the same. Go ahead and check it out.
Good morning, guys. This is Edgar Navarro, and here we are at Lone Star Podcast Studio. Welcome. We started Lone Star Podcast Studio during the pandemic. We really started as a pandemic project, and it has been evolving into something that we really love to do, and we love it so much that now we've been started producing various shows. So it's been an amazing ride so far, and we've really enjoyed being in this industry, and we hope to share that with everybody else in the Valley. It's a very good form of telling stories, and in the Valley we love to tell stories. So we really love to do this kind of thing here at the Lone Star Podcast Studio. So we've been very excited, very fortunate to be able to do this and have the time, and now we want to share it with everybody. It really gave us an opportunity to produce shows and produce content, with audio now, which is very important, to be able to produce this in a setting where we can control and where we can actually add the production value that we really wanted to in a professional setting without having to have this huge, massive studio, massive staff, all this infrastructure that obviously we could not afford. And we wanted to be able to produce a product or a content that would translate these amazing stories that we could come up with. And not only now us, but that other people can come up with. So the studio is available for rent. We produce other shows for other people, and they're able to tell their stories. So it's very important, I think, in this time and this moment, to be able to tell our stories. And I feel the Valley is very rich with that, right? We're a lot of storytellers in this area, and we need to get that out. And we figured this would be the best vehicle for that, at least for us. So we're really enjoying the process, and we hope everybody can sometime come in and enjoy it with us. I'll tell you very briefly, for us, it's been crazy because while we were building this during the pandemic, SpaceX was blowing up in our area, right? They started launch testing. They started, all these crazy people started coming from all over to check this out. It became a big buzz. And so we wanted to get into the mix, and we started actually interviewing people, and we got some amazing stories so far. And we're hoping to get way more stories of all these people that are coming and how the culture is changing. That's just one. We have Renee's uncle has created one for Harley enthusiasts in Spanish to try to get all over to people in Mexico and Latin America, to kind of see how you could structure like a long trip from here to Alaska or from here to Argentina, crazy stuff like that, or even just tips on how you can make your bike better. So there's like a tremendous opportunity, a variety of stories that you can tell. We have a group of women that we're helping right now called the Amapolas, and they're telling the story with their perspective. And through that, we've been producing several like that. And so I think it's a great opportunity. Very exciting too is to tell intimate stories. So one thing that we've done that I've really enjoyed and was really cool is have Renee's father interview his grandson, or his grandson interview him, and get this intimate story that they'll be able to keep forever. And you know, I think those types of stories and those types of like emotional connections that we can make here and translate out of here from the Valley to the world, it just gives us an amazing opportunity. There's never been an easier way for you to produce content and get it out to the world. So I encourage everybody to try it. I think it's very good to come in here, tell your story, interview somebody that you've always wanted to talk to, and have it recorded, create content, and put it out to the world so that everybody can see what you're thinking and what your story is.
My name is Rene Ree, and I'm one of the people here that work at the Lone Star Podcast Studio and Beyond Media. And one of the podcasts that we're producing right now is called SpaceX People. And the idea behind this podcast is to interview people that are coming to our area. We've met a lot of people at Boca Chica Beach, and they're telling us how exciting it is that Elon Musk is here, and they're moving over here, they're buying land, they're betting on the tourism. And we're very excited to have him in the studio to ask him questions and to talk about them, about why they're moving here and what do they expect in the next couple of years. And we're also doing a podcast about successful young entrepreneurs from the area. We've interviewed a young lady, Erin Hartwell from the island. She started her surf school, and another person, Rodney McClanahan, who is the owner of Hard Knocks, and they tell us their story about how they started, their dreams, all the struggles, all the 5 a.m. wake-ups, and where they are now. So we encourage you to reach out to us if you have a story to tell, if you are an entrepreneur, or if you're a history buff, whatever it is that you want to talk about or that you want to put out there, please reach out to us. We're the Lone Star Podcast Studio. We're looking to either rent the studio or collaborate or produce. So please reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you. One of the other things that we're doing here at the Lone Star Podcast Studio is that we're going to start creating content and teaching classes for young people or for adults that are interested in podcasting. So you can buy your own equipment, create your own studio, and start producing your own podcasts. So we are going to be filming those pretty soon and put them online free, so you can check them out. And again, the other thing that we encourage you is to reach out to us. Like I said, if you have any type of content that you want to put out there, whether it's history, whether it's cars, whatever it is, come talk to us. We'll be happy to help you and put you in the right path, and maybe we can collaborate. So we started this podcast studio in the pandemic. We didn't really know a whole lot of anything that deals with the podcast movement. So we decided to go to Nashville this year for the podcast movement. And we met so many people, we learned a lot, we went to a lot of workshops, we bought some equipment. So we're happy to share the knowledge with you if you like. So reach out to us again, and we will be happy to share all that.
Feel free to visit Lone Star Podcast Studio to learn more, and be sure to follow them on social media to book your session today. All right, well, if you're looking to switch up your morning coffee routine, then you should try out this healthy, performance-enhancing, focus, and energy-boosting elixir. This delicious drink will help you decrease stress, boost fat burning, and it'll help to increase anti-aging collagen production with that extra energy needed first thing in the morning. We caught up with Nora's Naturals Coffee and CEO Nora Tobin for today's Fun with Food segment.
My cupboard is full of a lot of these at this point. But first one, we have maca. So maca is a root that's from Peru, and it's really an energizing root. So it gives you energy, and it gives you this ability to sustain that energy throughout the day. So around 3 o'clock, our energy starts to dip. So having maca, especially in the morning, can help keep that energy going. We also have ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is, in my opinion, and it's definitely, there's many studies out there now on ashwagandha, is the most powerful adaptogen because it's really considered the master antioxidant. So it helps your body clear out toxins and waste. It keeps your body in that wonderful balanced state. And it has so many different properties for inflammation, for lowering inflammation. So for immunity, we want to keep that inflammation low. We also have cacao. The cacao, different than cocoa, but cacao is actually quite rich in antioxidants, and it's going to give it that cocoa flavor without the sugar. And then finally, I just have vanilla almond milk, unsweetened, but you can do any kind of milk or, any kind of coconut milk, almond milk, any type of dairy or non-dairy creamer that you might enjoy. And then of course we have my Nora's Naturals coffee that's in the cup. So options are kind of unlimited when you mix in a blender because it'll blend to the point where it tastes like a latte. So you can add on all these. Again, you can add in just one to start. So I'll just take you through it. I'll take you through my morning routine. So first I blend my coffee, eyes half shut, just get that coffee going immediately. And then I start to add in my different adaptogens. So I will typically do a teaspoon up to a tablespoon of the cacao. So that'll give it a really nice chocolatey taste. If you like your coffee without cocoa or chocolate, you can skip the cacao. These other adaptogens you won't taste nearly as much. So maca, again, you can, for all of these, teaspoon up to a tablespoon. You don't want to go more than a tablespoon of maca. You will feel that stimulation and that energy. It increases blood flow and circulation. So no, it's very safe. It's not going to raise you way up like caffeine can, but start small there and add. Ashwagandha, I usually go for about half of a teaspoon. Usually these types of products have the measure in there, so I usually measure exactly what they tell me to. So I put that in. And then finally, I like my coffee creamy, so I will use an almond milk or cream, organic cream, or coconut cream or coconut milk. So this is not specific to measure, but I'll just do, about 4 ounces or 4 ounces to an 8-ounce cup of coffee usually for the milk. And that's it. And then blending it up, you can always add all of these things and just stir it with a spoon. But I like to blend because again, it gives it that frothy consistency. So I'll go ahead and blend and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so we have our blended superfood coffee, and it's really very, very simple. So the key with morning routines is to keep them simple, but adding in things that can really make a difference in your day. So with this, it's hard to see, but it's very frothy on top. It does look like a latte, but it has all of these quality ingredients in it that can, number 1, help your body adapt to stress. Number 2, increase your energy. And number 3, just taste delicious because we should have some fun and decadence throughout our entire day.
Feel free to visit her website for a step-by-step guide on how to make this delicious elixir, as well as for more information on natural, healthy, organic coffee. All right, well, it's time now to take a commercial break, and then we've got to look at your local weather updates, but be sure to stay tuned because Valley por Vida will be back. And we'll have information and tips on how to keep in mind when it comes to child water safety at home, in the pool, and more. Those details when we come back.